live from KCTV 5. This is KC Sports Tonight, powered by NFM.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to KC Sports Tonight, powered by NFM, live from the Las Vegas Strip. Scott Reese, Jared Kohler, Neil Jones, Marlia Campbell. The gang's all here still because we're having so much fun we just don't want to leave. Although I guess we got to get back for a parade on Wednesday. Wow, that'd be the downside of being live on the Las Vegas Strip. All right, so Jared, you've had about 20 hours to digest what went down last night, if my math is correct. What are your biggest takeaways?
For the record, I've not digested it. I said last night that I would go back and rewatch the whole game, the celebration. I've not had time to do that. That's on the to-do list still. I still want to read every single tweet that everyone has tweeted, all the factoids, because there's so much history around this, so many ways to talk about how impressive of a Super Bowl victory this is. That's all to come. Still in the moment, Scott. I'm just continuing to realize how happy this entire Chiefs city is, but the team specifically, because it's so hard to do.
Yeah, the on-field emotion was awesome. It was palpable. Let's fire the same question off to our friends down the strip there. Neil, Marlia, what are you thinking the day after?
You know, Marley and I were just talking a moment ago. I thought Clark Hunt did a great job of kind of summing it up for everybody when he talked about how close this team was to making the Super Bowl in the 1990s and never got there, and how maybe that makes this city appreciate it more. As he said, 50 years between Super Bowls will really make you appreciate what happened last night.
Yeah, it's been 19 years since the team's been able to repeat, win back-to-back titles. No one has ever won 3 in a row. The Chiefs have an opportunity to do that. We're going to be talking about that all offseason, but right now we get to enjoy history being made here in Las Vegas. The longest game in Super Bowl history, one of the most dramatic finishes we will ever see. Just an incredible week. And Neil, we were also just talking about, it is unbelievable how quickly this city has moved on. It's like they've taken all the signage down. I just saw a fan who asked the security guard, hey, is there any Super Bowl gear shops I could go to? And they said, no, we've cleared those all out. So this city's moving on. We're moving the party to Kansas City for that parade on Wednesday.
Yeah, three-peat has a nice ring to it for sure. And speaking of the number 3, Jared, this is now 3 Super Bowl MVP awards for Patrick Mahomes. Not only is he the youngest NFL player ever to make that claim, he is the youngest professional athlete ever, any major sport, to have 3 MVP awards in a championship game. And I think, again, the superlatives start to run together because we're so used to it. But what he is doing is generational. It's an all-timer.
You know, Scott, he's good at football. I'm just going to say it. But it's interesting, for much of the game, we were talking about who's going to be the Super Bowl MVP. Scott was thinking it might be Harrison Butker, and I think there was a case to be made for that until the end. Once again, in crunch time, even though he struggled at times in the Super Bowl, when a light shined brightest, Patrick Mahomes did what Patrick Mahomes does. I don't know when that won't happen. I'm not going to bet against it.
And Neil, you've been watching football for a long time. You've seen some of the all-time greats. Where right now does Patrick Mahomes rank for you among the pantheon of NFL quarterbacks?
Well, the rules have changed so much, it is difficult to know how the great ones of the past would have done, because the rules are all set up for quarterbacks to succeed, receivers to succeed, and you can't hit quarterbacks. A little bit different than what Lenny the Cool went through. But guys, what really won it for me in my mind, because I agree, Scott and I were talking about, hey, Harrison Butker kicks the game winner, isn't he the MVP? Look what he did on the ground. He ran for 66 yards. He ended up having 399-yard total offense. And Scott, how many times did he act like he was going to throw, which opened up his receiver, like on the winning touchdown? No, he earned this one.
Yeah, no bigger play on the ground to me than that 4th and 1 in overtime. We were saying in the tunnel right by the field where we were waiting to go on after the game, man, this season could literally come down to inches. We were talking about inches between a really disappointing loss and NFL history. Mahomes makes the play, runs 8 or 9 yards, sets up the touchdown on the next play, and the rest is quite literally history.
Marley, are you talking about the 4th and 1 where Jared was about to faint? Is that the play you're talking about?
Or throw up. Faint
Yeah.
/ throw up.
I have photos to prove it.
Scott, I just want to say something. From where I was listening to you guys, I was outside the stadium and listening the whole time. 1, you guys did a great job. 2, Jared, his voice went up about 2 octaves the whole night. It was
I'm surprised we all have our voices today.
Yeah, I don't have much of one.
I don't have my hammies from the amount of walking we've done here in Las Vegas. That's
all right, so you talk about wanting to go back and read every tweet. I saw one today which pointed out something that any one of us could have recalled, but I did not. 2 Super Bowl wins in 2 years. The last 4 Chiefs touchdowns have been scored by Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Mecole Hardman. Again, you can't make this stuff up.
Well, that's why in the biggest stage, you really know. That's why you have to be ready when your number is called. Now, I don't know if Mecole Hardman thought he would have the game that he did. I don't think he did, but that's why if you're ready, you never know when your one shining moment comes.
Yeah, and Neil, we talk all the time about the greatness of the big 3, right? In terms of Pacheco, Rashee Rice, and Travis Kelce, but boy, they needed the supporting cast yesterday. It wasn't just the game-winning catch; those guys really stepped up.
And look at what happened after halftime. How often have we seen the Chiefs stonewalled for a half and they come back and play great? Of course, very famously, Travis Kelce, 1 catch, 1 yard the first half, 92 yards receiving, and every one of them were important in the second half.
You mentioned one shining moment. You got to be ready when your number is called. I want to end this with a shout out to Felix Anudike-Uzomah, the Lee Summit kid, coming out on the biggest stage. He didn't necessarily play as many snaps as maybe he thought he would have. His rookie campaign, he had more of a red shirt role, but when Charles Omenihu went down, he stepped in, had a tackle for loss, started his season in Kansas City, getting drafted in his hometown, ended it winning a Super Bowl and having a big part of that. Happy for him.
Boy, you keep saying one shining moment. It reminds me, Selection Sunday is less than 5 weeks away. I'm just saying.
Year-round, Scott.
There will be life after Chiefs. All right, guys, good stuff. When we come back here live from the Strip, we will hear some of the best post-game sound from last night. And you can imagine the players overflowing with emotion. Stay with us. It's worth it.
This is KC Sports Tonight, powered by NFM.